Meeting someone new here on the channel. Chris Carman reached out to me the other day. He says, hey, man, I'd like to do one of these interviews, and so we're going to do one right now. He is 36 years old. You know how long he's been racing? 30, okay? Did a lot of different things over that time. Microds, stock cars, lawnmowers, and boy, he's got a story to tell you about that. But recently he's been doing karts. 9 wins this past season, picked up 5 at Champion Speedway, 1 at Action Park Speedway, and 3 down at Pencan. I didn't even know they were running them down at Pencan, but I guess they go around Victory Lane is how they do the show there. But something new is in the mix for him this year, so let's head up to McDonough, New York. That's down in the Southern Tier area. 36-year-old Chris Carman joins us here. How we doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, Doug?
Doing very well, doing very well. Chris had to get a new fridge, so we had to reschedule from yesterday. So, boy, it's you've driven a lot of different stuff. What's new this year? Because you told me Tuesday night you went and took care of something.
Yep, the plans are this year is we are going to make our return back to the big cars and going into the XL 600 division. Going to try something new. I've been discussing this with my dad for about a year and a half, and we've been watching these a lot of videos, and we decided it was time to take the chance and give it a shot. And I'm ready for the speed on this case scenario. I see how fast these things are, and should be a lot of fun.
I understand they're a ball to drive, and they're like a mod light, but not like a mod light. They got a little bit less motor, but you guys have seen them down at Thunder Mountain and tracks like that in Skyline. Why this particular car? Why did this seem like the one to do?
It seems like it was the most affordable route to go if we wanted to go back to big cars. We had raced open sportsmen back in 2009 or 10, and back then when I blew the motor, in that case scenario, it was like going to be like 20 grand to go back and get in our motor. And then crates became a thing, but that seems to be getting out of hand now. And you got guys out there with $40,000 to $50,000 cars, if not more. And I raced 4 cylinders from 2011. You could take a $300 car and go racing. And I talked to a lot of guys, and they got $7,000 to $8,000 in these front-wheel drive cars. So I said to my dad, and I said, what about XLs? And we took a look, and we've seen that they're about, you can get a used car about $6,000 race ready, and new cars about $14,000. So about the cost of what the mini Sharp Light models would be down in Pennsylvania. So my dad decided this was the route we wanted to go, and we're going to give her a try for 2023.
And I was talking to some people over the weekend. Like, if you wanted to go sportsman and you want to buy a new roller and get a certified motor, the roller's up over 40 now. 45 is the last number I heard, and a certified engine's anywhere from 10 to 12. So you're looking at over $50,000 to run a great sportsman. So I could see why you did that math and said, yeah, 600 sounds like the way to go. How's the car look? Is it ready?
The car is ready. We basically are going to just change the number that's currently on it, and we're going to just basically start out with little spare parts. We're just going to show up to the racetrack, get me some seat time until I get used to it before we start putting a whole lot of money into the car, so I get the feel of it.
Okay, so just strip that off and keep the same body and everything, right? That's what you're going to do?
Yeah. Yep, the body's actually in pretty decent shape. A couple dents, but nothing major. Just put another number on it, and we're going to go racing and hopefully have a good time trying to figure it out.
He's been running 181 lately, but you tell me this year will be a different number. Why?
We're going to go number 10. Basically, we go in that route because that was my dad's late model number for a number of years, and as I said, we're going to start on a budget, and then if it's something I really like doing, and we'll switch over to the 181 in 2024.
Now, are there multiple manufacturers for these 600 modifieds, and are they making cars every year? I mean, how do you know that you've got a good car?
I have a down tube chassis, which was it's chassis number 11. It's one of the original ones by Doug Berger.
Yep.
Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. I know he's building chassis. I believe Dan Searles is the other one building, and I'm not too sure who else builds the chassis. I do know you can get parts from Hyper.
Okay. That's good then. All right. See, I just don't know much about him. I've seen him, and he's going to be at Thunder Mountain later this year. Skyline is to start. But boy, I've been to Thunder for some of those races. They get a ton of cars. They really go after it down there, don't they?
Oh yeah, they certainly do, and that's another thing. Dad and I decided that the kart racing, it started dying, and like Champion Speedway last year. I started with 10 cars in my class in the beginning of the season, and by the middle of the season, I was lucky if I had 3 or 4 cars
Seriously.
each week racing, and it's just that's not fun to me. If I win a race, I want to make it a challenge. I don't want it pretty much to be handed to me. So I see that these XLs, Thunder Mountain gets anywhere from 25 to 30 a week. Skyline, 8 to 10, it may be more this year because of them going Fridays. So I'm willing to take that challenge, and it's more fun when you have more cars to race. It gives you more opportunity to learn and make yourself better.
And I didn't know, but you told me this earlier. A lot has changed in karting. What's changed?
A lot has changed in karting. Back in 2012, when I started in clone racing, clone light, I could buy a motor for $250 out of the box, have it set up for the class from the engine motors for a total of $600 or $700 to go racing. And to this day, in 2022, 2023 now, these clone engines are costing anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 to make them competitive now. Animals are going sky high because some of the classes run the animals. They're up over $2,000 now.
Wow.
It's just becoming ridiculously a lot of money now, and people like me and a few others that don't have money for buying multiple sets of tires. That's another thing that's driving the cost up. Is you have people like me and low budget racers. We show up to the track maybe 6 sets of tires if we're lucky, and you have guys that are showing up track with like 30 to 40 sets of tires.
Yeah, I used to see that in the microds back in the kids were racing. So, and I remember when the clone engines came out, that was the big argument. It's going to save you guys money. That was what they said, right?
Yep.
It's amazing how that isn't working out. And by the way, if you guys know some stuff maybe that Chris and I don't, send me a message like Chris did. He just looked me up on Facebook, sent me a little message. I still have my same email from years ago, Doug@DougsDirtDiary.com, or you could leave a comment here, and I'll get a hold of you there. So how excited are we then to be going to some different tracks and driving a bigger car?
I'm actually very excited because I raced Skyline back in 2011, and I've missed it. I missed it, and my dad missed it because it's literally like 10 minutes from my dad's house, and karting has been tough. I mean, you go to drive tracks an hour away, 2 hours away, and when you start getting up in age, I've discovered this, it's tough, especially when you're getting done with races at 11, 12 o'clock at night. And I've been at a track which is over by Wellsville, New York, which is all the way over on the other side of Corning. And trying to drive that 2.5 hour ride home is just, it's impossible.
Yeah, and of course, both the tracks are going to be running there, maybe 15, 20 miles as the crow flies at the most, right, between Thunder Mountain and Skyline. It's not a lot, is it?
No.
Yeah, so that'll be nice. Cut down on the travel, race against more cars, get on some bigger tracks. Do we come into the year with a goal in mind? Is there something you'd like to accomplish?
A goal of mine would be just finishing races and at least getting in the top 10 and having a good top 10 solid finish in the points. That would be an ultimate goal for me. A win is a long shot, but I'm not going to focus on that right now. Focus on is getting the seat time and learning to get the feel of the car and where the car wants to work and where it won't.
Okay. Only about actually less than a minute now at this point, Chris. What is the bigger thing going to be, do you think? Adjusting to this car or learning how to adjust the car and work on the car? Which do you think will be harder?
The biggest thing I think is going to be harder will be setup-wise because I'm going to have to get the feel of the racetrack.
Well, you got people to help you, right? There's a lot of people, and I'm sure you know some of these people in the 600 division that'll help you out. So keep in touch, Chris. Okay, once the season gets going, make sure a few weeks in to give me a shout back on Facebook like you did, and we'll get you back on and let everybody know how you're doing. Sound good?
I will.
And if you want to get on, do like Chris did. Send me a message, you know. I mean, there's so many of you that are listening that are racers that I just don't know just because I haven't met you. I haven't been to your track. So be like Chris. Don't be bashful. Send me a message either through Facebook, like I said, or the email, and I'll get you on just like Chris did here today. You take care of yourself. Good luck with everything, and I'll talk to you in a few months, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hit the blue E, guys. Subscribe. Hit the likes, the notifications, the shares, all that stuff. And if you're racing with Chris and you want on, I just told you how to do it. Enjoy your week, guys.